Hello, my little firecrackers. Welcome to your full moon in Libra reading. This is the full extended version. If you've joined me from TikTok or IG, then you already have an idea of the base message that I pulled. But if you have joined me just from YouTube, then I'll just quickly summarize that. And then we will move into the deeper dive and find out what's going on for you under this full moon. I'm so excited, guys. I hope you're all doing well. So, the main message that I was feeling for you with these cards here, just on a very surface level, is that under this full moon, there is a shift happening within you where you are in full acceptance of all of the connections that you've had in your past and why some of them, although it felt painful at the time, were actually meant to go. There's something that happens under this full moon where you notice that actually, okay, these things ended, but you, for some reason, are feeling more confident, more yourself, brighter than ever. And it's like you're noticing the connection there. If you look in this picture, I'm really drawn to the fact that it's all grey, right? I'm not usually drawn to that. It's almost like you're looking back on these moments and you know that you felt them, but now in the present moment, where you're not feeling that pain anymore, that emotion anymore, you realize it for what it was. Like it wasn't, I'll describe to you what I'm feeling, because when I look at this picture, it's like here you are wishing, that things could be different in this relationship, and oh my goodness, I want to be with this person, but look, it's like you're seeing it for what it really is, a withered old tree. And I feel like now that you've already released the emotions surrounding this connection, or several connections it could be, and it doesn't have to be romantic, it can be friendship, it can be family, but anyone that was significant to you who you've had to say goodbye to for whatever reason. And I'm not talking about a physical death here, I'm talking about relationships that have had to come to an end for whatever reason. You're seeing that and looking back and seeing it for what it was, and you're like, you know what, that really wasn't right for me. It's a barren landscape with this person. There was no growth going to happen there. Look, that tree is dead as a doorknob. Where does that phrase come from? Dead as a doorknob. Is that even a phrase? But it just seems really silly to me. I guess a doorknob is dead, but like, who made that up? Where did that come from? Somebody look it up. I'm going to look it up. That's so funny. Yeah, you're just like, wow, looking back and you see yourself in that position and you're like, wow, why was I ever even bothered why did I want to stay in a place like this when I could be in a place like this? And I think you just kind of get to that point under this moon. You realize it for what it was. You realize it was never going to grow, and you're just in full acceptance of that and understanding of that within yourself. And as I said on TikTok and IG, everything you've experienced up until this point, especially things that have ended, releasing that has meant that you have more options available to you in terms of love and friendship and connection. There's so much more for you to choose from, and you're now aware that was blocking your abundance in a way, like holding on to things that were already dead, that were never going to grow. You were like, if he's only looking at this bowl, he's completely missing out on all of these potential experiences. So it's like you're just opening yourself up more now, and you see under this full moon how many more options there are for you for connection. It's like your whole landscape is expanding. There's a real feeling of expansion, because look at her. Like, wow, I can just be myself. And you know what? When I'm myself, that's when people come to me, and the right people come to me because they accept me for who I am. They accept me in my aliveness, in my vitality, in my power, when I'm shining bright and when I'm loud and confident and just being, what you guys are. You are firecrackers, okay? And for some people, as I said on IG and TikTok, for some people, that is what they love about you. That inspires them. It lights them up. It excites them. And they love it about you. They don't feel triggered by it, and they don't compete with it, and they don't try and squash it down or deflate it in any way, or kind of, give you those little digs or like passive aggressive comments to kind of bring you down. The right people love you like this because they love you for you. And you are bright and you are fun. And you're supposed to be in the spotlight. If you are a fire sign, you have fire sign placements, that is where you are supposed to be. Some people are not going to like it, and you're cool with it. And then with the High Priestess and the Tower with the Seven of Cups, I was reading this again, like, you just understand that sometimes things have to crumble, even if they've existed for a long time. You are more intuitive about that now. Yeah. So it means that you're making better choices, because you're making choices from your intuition. You're not worried about the Tower. If it falls, okay, you have a moment with yourself. You have a moment with it all. But there's you don't have any blame on yourself or the other person for why it's falling. You just kind of know, okay, this is happening for a reason, and I can trust that. It's a beautiful way to be, guys. With Death, with the Six of Cups, there's this is a change, a permanent change in how you view your past, which is kind of summing up everything I've just said. There's just an acceptance, and you're just like at peace with it all. It's a very peaceful vibe for you. But this is permanent change, guys. You are never going to see connections, or particularly your past, in the same way again. You're not going to keep harking back to it, keep ruminating over it. You're going to see it for what it is, not for what you want it to be. And you're not going to feel... You're just going to be at peace with it, is what I'm feeling. With the star on the bottom here, this is where your focus is. Your hopes, your dreams, right? Things that make you happy with the sun. That is your focus. And I bet that's going to come out in the full reading. It's beautiful, guys. It's beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous energy. Okay, let's get stuck into the main reading then. And see what is going on. So... the first question that I want to ask with this moon is, what medicine does this full moon have for you? So what is it kind of helping you? Sorry, I'm just putting the cards back in. Helping you to understand, to learn, to heal. What is this full moon medicine? I don't mean like ibuprofen or whatever. I mean emotional medicine. It's not like, Calpol. I don't know what medication you take. Wow, yeah, look at this, guys. Hoo, hoo, hoo. It's your emotions. Emotions. Oceans of emotion. Yeah. What is it healing for you? It's disappointment over things you put your heart and soul into, over things that you worked really hard on, that you cared about, that you felt deeply for, but they ended up being disappointing. It's what we said at the beginning. This is what is healing for you. Just tell me what this Four of Cups is about. It's like you're just, I just feel like you aren't attached to the pain anymore, if that makes sense. It's like it's something outside of you that you look back on, and it's almost like when you look back, you see your old self experiencing that, but you now would not, you feel kind of detached from that experience. Yeah, the Nine of Swords, yeah. It was pointless. Why were you up late at night worrying about this crap? What is there actually to worry about? There's nothing. There's some birds up there, but they're not, they're having arguments with themselves. It's almost like there was all this stuff going on with all these people, and it was affecting you, or you were letting it affect you. It was disappointing. You felt you were missing out. But in reality, if you had opened your eyes and looked around, you would realize that you were free, and that all of this drama and crap that was going on with other people was actually their stuff. Like, they're not, okay, maybe it's kind of annoying, it's kind of noisy, but it's nothing to do with you. You just get that now. I think, yeah, there's this feeling, yeah, it's almost like the white bird is the only one that you need to worry about. You see it wasn't personal, guys. You see it wasn't personal, whatever happened, whatever ended. It was because these people had their own issues. They had their own issues. They were fighting with themselves internally or externally. I don't know. I don't know how you have an actual fight with yourself in the physical form. How would you do that? I don't know. You could have a thumb war, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, they were fighting with themselves. They were having a flip-flap, and it was nothing to do with you. You get that. You get it. But also you get that it doesn't mean, like, you're still able to feel on a deep level. You haven't closed your heart off because of these experiences. Why is the Eight of Pentacles there? Yeah, that's what's healing for you as well. The fact that you don't, just because somebody's not been right for you or something hasn't worked out, you're not going to close your heart. You don't need to. Yeah, holding on tight is what I was saying. So things that you really held on to, people that you really believed in, and you held on to them, and you gave them your energy, and you gave them your support, your loyalty, your love, everything. You lifted them up. You were there for them when they needed you. And you put a lot of effort into these, and yet, you know, you held onto them tightly. You cared about them. You're healing that. You're healing that you did that, and that it was disappointing and it left you here. I think you're just, like I said earlier, it's like you're releasing the blame of yourself. You're like, you know what? You know, I can see why I did that. I can see why I did that. But it doesn't mean that I don't blame myself for doing that. But I do see now that I would not do that again because I've learned from it. I think that's the vibe. I think maybe you've been beating yourself up a bit in the past, like, how could I be such a fool? You know, why did I let these people in? Why did I waste my time? All that kind of stuff. But now you're like, you know what? No, I'm not going to blame myself. I did what I thought was right at the time with the information I had and with where I was on my journey. And, you know, now I would do things differently. But that's cool. That's what that situation was for. It's taught me that about myself. And that is gorgeous, guys. I love you guys for that. Whew. So, what are you focusing on during this full moon? Or what, actually, I want to ask, what should you focus on? Where should your focus be under this full moon? Oh no, the light has gone out. The flame has extinguished. Hold on, guys. Okay, it's burning again. Right, so what were we saying? Yes, what are you focusing on? What should you focus on under this full moon? If anybody knows, by the way, where you can get like tea lights but beeswax, let me know, because I really love a beeswax candle. Because, you know, they just feel more natural to me, but I find it hard to find them, you know, readily available or not like super expensive. Anyways, what are we? Yeah, focus on your joy, focus on your contentment. Focus on Page of Pentacles. Oh, I'm just going to pull one more for the other side. And King of Wands. I think this is about being confident in your talents. Confidence in the things that you're learning and like not feeling like a little page. I feel like you've got to be content that you're maybe in between, like you're not, that's not how I'm reading it, no. It's feeling to me like being confident in your abilities. That's what you should focus on. That whatever you're good at is your thing. Believe in that. Let me see, why is the King of Wands here? And I don't know what that is for you. It could be anything. It could be, I don't know, embroidery. It could be pottery. It could be Queen of Swords, yeah. Know your truth. Be confident. In your true nature, I guess. Yeah. It could be anything though, like I say. Maybe you're like really good at, I don't know, pumping up bicycle tires. I don't know, stringing guitars, making candles. If you are good at making candles, tell me, because I really want to do a candle making course. Yeah, don't feel, yeah. Why is that there? Why is that Five of Cups there? Because Ace of Swords. Yeah, I feel like if you have an idea, just go for it and be prepared that you might have to, maybe you'll feel a little bit unsure if you're trying something new, if you're trying a new task or a new skill. So you're not, you know, you might feel like that might affect your confidence because you're like, oh, I don't know, this is a new thing for me. But if you get an idea, I would say go for it. Don't imagine it going wrong is what I'm feeling from these cards. Don't immediately think, like, you get a flash of inspiration. You're like, oh my gosh, I could do this painting, or I could do this. Or maybe I could turn my art into something. Or maybe I could start, like, I don't know, painting with candles. I'm just making stuff up now, guys. But like, you get this idea, you get excited about it, and then you're like, oh, I don't know. I don't know, maybe it could all go wrong and it might just be a bit rubbish. I feel like you're being asked not to do that. And I've got the Hierophant. Anything else with the Hierophant? It's really about just being in tune with what you're truly good at, and just having a go at stuff and experimenting. I feel like that's where you're going to expand. Why is the Hierophant there? Yeah. The world and the Nine of Cups. Yeah. Oh my gosh, guys, this is a new time for you. It's like you're rediscovering who you are, and you're actually rediscovering new talents and skills that perhaps in the past you stopped yourself from believing that you would do them, or you stopped yourself from pursuing them because you weren't quite in your kind of queen king era. You didn't quite think you could do it, or you didn't have the resources available. It just wasn't the right time. But now you're coming into this new phase of your being where you have a more clear understanding of your natural, it's like where you're going, where you're headed. This is the Hierophant, this is values, tradition, but it's your personal values. That's all shifting with the world. And it's all about what makes you happy, what brings you satisfaction, but that may be different. Or it's like I feel like you already knew that this thing would make you happy, but you were like, oh, I don't know, should I try it? And you've been having ideas about it, but you have kind of squashed them immediately because you don't want to take a risk or something like that. But I feel like under this moon, you're being asked to just let all that go and come into this new understanding of yourself. Like, actually, this is what I'm good at, and I'm cool with it. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try new things. If it fails, there is no failure. There is no failure. There's only like mistakes that teach us more. But if we never try, we never succeed, right? I want to say something really like wise from some famous person now, but I'm sure there's like a million famous people who have been successful at things who would say to, that they failed before they succeeded. I think you're in that vibe. Or anyway, you're being asked to focus on that. So what should you embrace under this full moon? What are you embracing? Oh, the Wheel of Fortune, Destiny. Oh, Seven of Swords, Six of Pentacles. And what was the other one that was coming out? King of Pentacles. Okay, let's try and put them in a nice little pattern. There we go. So what are you embracing? This is for me, this is like a what will be, will be. You're embracing the fact that the Wheel of Fortune is turning. The universe is pushing you in a certain direction. The Seven of Swords is interesting. I feel it's connected to the King of Pentacles. Why is the Seven of Swords there? There's a sense of balance coming in, harmony coming in with your connections, which we've already talked about. And you're embracing that. You're embracing that you are attracting that now. You are a different person. The Seven of Swords and the Seven of Cups, two sevens. Okay, it's quite hard to read this energy, but what I feel it's telling us is you're embracing the idea that there may be failure, that you may try. It's like you're embracing your own dark side, like you're aware of your own shadows. You're aware that you might try and do the easiest thing or sneak away from your destiny. You might try and chase after physical material things. You might make the wrong choices, or you might struggle to make a choice. You're okay with that. I think maybe you had so much, like you put pressure on yourself almost to always be making the perfect choice, to always be in the right position. I feel like you're releasing that need and you're going, you know what, I'm human. I'm doing my best. And I know that I want to be the King of Pentacles, okay? I accept that about myself. I do want all the stuff. I do want the best life. I do want people around me. You know, I want the adoration. I want the attention. I want all of that. I want to live this beautiful lifestyle. And I know that about myself. And I do not judge that about myself. I know that that's just a part of who I am and I accept it. But I'm also aware of that side of myself. I'm aware that because this is what I want and desire so much, I may, you know, sometimes do the more comfortable option or take a road that is easier for me or that is straying from my path maybe, or from the things that I'm good at. I may try and chase those pentacles and avoid, you know, uncomfortable truths. And I also may sometimes choose things which aren't that good for me. And you're like, you know what? I know that about myself. I am human. It's fine. That's what I'm feeling. You're just like happier with who you are, you know? You're comfortable with yourself, your light and your dark. I love that, guys. How are you expanding? I love that question. How are you expanding under this full moon? Knight of Wands and Four of Swords. Why is the Knight of Wands there? Ten of Cups. Okay. Okay. It's like chasing your dreams, but it's like trusting your impulses. Like if you get an impulse to go after something because it seems like fun, it seems like dreamy, exciting, fun, fantasy land, you're going to do it. Because again, you're not worried about failure. Why is the Four of Swords here? Five of Pentacles. Just put that there. Healing. It's just the same message that keeps coming through. You're just healing disappointment. So that side of you that, as we just talked about, understands that sometimes things won't go the way you want them to, or sometimes things may not turn out perfectly or look perfect or be how you expected them to be. You are healing that. You're expanding that side of you, that acceptance of what will be will be. It's beautiful, guys. I don't need to clarify those. It's just a repeating message I keep getting through. What should you be avoiding under this full moon? What should you be avoiding? Avoiding the Tower. Oh, let me just get some clarification. Oh, look at that poor little squirrel. He thought that tree was going to be there forever. Uh-oh, the Lovers. What should you avoid? Drama? Passion? One more. It's expectation, though. It's like the squirrel is expecting that, you know, maybe the lightning's going to hit him, or he's expecting, like, how am I going to fix all of it? There's a lot of future planning. So I think it's avoiding, maybe it's avoiding expecting the worst. Yes, that's what it is. With the Lovers as well. Avoid expecting that everything's going to turn to shit, guys, just because that happened in the past. Yeah. These are like, to me, this is like different expectations. You know, it's like you meet somebody, you have this passion, you have this vibe, you're like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. And immediately your mind's like, okay, but it's all going to go wrong. And then I'm going to have to walk away. I'm going to have to sail off on my own. I'm going to get let down. I'm going to be alone again. I'm going to be isolated. I'm going to have to walk away and just be with my friends. Again, this is about love. This is about love. So that's your message there, guys. I'm not going to go any further or deeper into that because it's quite clear what you should be avoiding. Okay, no expectations of anything. I don't think you will, to be honest, from everything else that we've pulled out. Yeah, because look what's coming towards you. I just felt to pull that one. That's the 8 of Wands. That's communication from lots of different areas. You're attracting communication in. You're attracting new experiences with people. It's going to be a natural, easy flow for you. Yeah, I don't think you're going to need to do much with that. So what's the final guidance for you? Maybe that 8 of Wands is part of the guidance because I just pulled that without thinking. You know, to network, to be you. Page of Cups. Approach things from a light-hearted way of being. Like imagining, yeah, moving forward, getting excited about your future. Seeing the potential is what I'm feeling. See the potential in things, but maintain control with the Emperor. And we got 3 of Pentacles on the bottom, so this is collaboration. Work together with the people that you need to. Move towards the things that you're planning, like make new plans. Be adventurous of spirit. And what did I say with the Page of Cups? I can't even remember the words I used. It's to have like a positive, we've already talked about not having expectations, but it's imagining, expecting, not expecting, but imagining the potential in anything, you know, because he's like, imagine if I could just get up and just like float up here. Wouldn't that be cool? So it's maintaining that, almost like believe in the impossible kind of thing. So we don't have expectations because expectations don't serve anyone. But that doesn't mean that we can't believe in the impossible and believe in magic and imagine the best case scenario. That's what you're being guided to do here. But with the Emperor, it's about maintaining control of your physical world and seeing, like having a long-term view when it comes to everything that you're doing. Okay. I don't think we need any more there. So we're going to go to the Oracle, guys, and I've got a new Oracle deck. I got a new Oracle deck. This is the new Oracle deck. It is called the Spellcasting Oracle. It is by Flavia Kate Peters and Barbara Meiklejohn-Free. Wow, their names are really cool. Okay, so let's see. Let's pull an Oracle card for you. Guys, do you like my new rings? I bought these yesterday and I got them from this really lovely, there's a mother and daughter couple. They had a stall in my hometown and they were selling all sorts of crystals and gorgeous things, and I got these two. I will write in the description below the name of their shop. It was Sage Witch Emporium, and I do believe that they have crystal sales every other Wednesday, so I'm going to be checking those out. Oh my goodness, guys, how perfect is that? Confidence, yeah. You know yourself so well, guys, now. It's like just, you've got this natural magnetism now. Okay. This is what we've been saying. A lack of confidence could be blocking you from living your life to the full. It's about time you trusted in your own gifts and abilities. That's what we've been saying. For self-doubt seems to be running the show. You already know the answers and you understand what's best for all, yet you still keep quiet and seek out the opinions of others. It's time to trust and believe in yourself. Daily positive affirmations will increase your feelings of self-assurance, and in turn, an appreciation of your unique qualities will increase. As new confidence shines forth, you're more readily available to share with the world everything you have to offer with strong conviction. And then there's a little spell that they do, but we don't need to read that one out unless you want to. Just, I don't know, message me if you want to see the spell. But the magical meaning is release all that's knocked your confidence. Say positive affirmations daily. Put yourself out there. Stop comparing yourself to others. Turn away from your inner critic, and you can do it. I love this, guys, because it's exactly repeating what we were saying at the end there. It's like you've got this acceptance of not having to be perfect all of the time. I really am getting that vibe from you so strongly. That's what's happening for you under this full moon. You're releasing that. Like, you know what? I am, and what we were saying earlier about being good at what you do, you are good at it. You know you are. But you're releasing this idea that it has to be perfect straight away, and that actually part of the process of becoming the expert in what you do and being recognized for it and people appreciating, the talent that you have in that is actually just getting on and doing it and putting yourself out there and just seeing how it all flows, allowing it to be what it is. I love that so much. It's kind of perfect, right? Okay, so I was gonna do the angels. I'm gonna do the angels now. The angels and the spellcasters. It's a magical vibe right now, guys. We're in the magic. We're in the magic. We're in the magic. Relax. Okay. Okay, angels, we all relax. I need to listen to this one. I don't know what it is with this energy right now, but it's just full on for me. I think I feel everything so strongly with energy. So I feel collective energy in my body, like I'm hypersensitive to it. And so when it's like heavy, it's really heavy. But when it's hyped, like it is now with the fire horse and everything, I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to rein it in and I have to take breaks. It's a lot, guys. Anyways, enough about me. Right, it says, what good comes out of standing still? There's nothing wrong with planting deep, stable roots, but everything in nature continues to grow, to stretch towards greater heights. Nourish your soul, break free of stagnation, take that risk. Your potential is limitless. And it says good health and daily wellness habits, turning over a new leaf, freedom from past restraints, progression and change. And the affirmation is, every cell in my body is peaceful and calm. Oh my gosh, guys, I love that for you. It's like relax. When you relax, your confidence grows in yourself. Maybe this fire energy is just too fiery for you because you're already fiery. And you need to just go, take a breather. I'm okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's having confidence in your abilities. That's the main message, right? I love doing that reading. That was a great reading. Thank you so much for being here with me and for watching. And if you did enjoy this reading at all and you liked it, then do give me a thumbs up and a subscribe if you haven't already and you'd like to see more readings like this. Otherwise, I'm wishing you a very blessed and beautiful and abundant full moon in Libra, and I will see you soon. Bye.